Hi to all Gunners fans around the world. Hi to all football enthusiasts all around the world. You are welcome to another edition of the Arsenal Alchemy, and I'm hoping everybody is having a very good weekend. I cannot say the same about Arsenal fans having a good weekend because, you know, everything is just almost kind of falling apart. We don't know what to believe. I'm talking about the Viktor Gyökeres deal. It's stalling again. This deal has just been a killjoy kind of bill. It's just been hot and cold, hot and cold. We don't know what to believe. A week ago, we were like ecstatic. We were happy that this deal was finally going to happen. We were happy that this deal was, sorted out. We heard reports that it was just paperwork, and, up till now, today is the 20th of July. We are still in limbo over this deal. We don't know what is going on. It's a very, very unfortunate situation. We know the player wants to come to us. We know he sent his relations to go pack up things from his former apartment in Lisbon. And, this has signs that this guy wants to come to us. I think, what with the report we're hearing about this deal is that because of the obligations that Sporting has with Coventry in the case of a sell-on clause, that if they eventually sell Viktor Gyökeres, Coventry City will be entitled to some money. In fact, what I'm hearing is it's not just Coventry City. I'm hearing also Brighton has a sell-on clause. I don't know why it wasn't implemented in his previous sale to Sporting. But what the report we're hearing is that he has a sell-on clause, and in case of a sale, Coventry City at least is entitled to some chunk of that player sales. Now, I'm not going to blame Arsenal for this because apparently that's the reason why Sporting is stalling on a deal. They want Arsenal to pay more money to cover these clauses, and, I don't think it's fair on Arsenal. A deal had been agreed. The player's agent sacrificed about £5 or £6 million of his earning just for this deal to pass. And everybody has done so much to get this deal across the line, but it seems like Sporting has an agenda. They don't like the way the player has reacted to leaving. And I feel they are trying, this is like a vendetta towards Viktor Gyökeres from Sporting CP. I think they are intentionally, holding out. They're intentionally frustrating his move to Arsenal. They're intentionally delaying it. I think it will still happen. But, for him not to make the preseason trip, that is a very big disappointment. That was an opportunity to blend with the other players, integrate into the team, practice with the other players, practice a meaningful formation for the upcoming season, and, acclimatize with the team, in general. Acclimatize with the tactics of the coach, So preseason is really, really very important. If the deal gets done within the next couple of days, he can still rejoin them. And that's what we are hoping for. And, you know, a medical was booked for Friday. Arsenal thought this deal could be, they thought this deal could be, you know, sorted out by before Friday last week, the last week Friday. But it wasn't. You know, that was why, you know, when we signed the Madueke, we just dropped 50 million, 52 million for Madueke, you know. It's not like we didn't welcome the player, but it was a case of priority. He wasn't our priority then, you know. He wasn't our priority then. You know, that's a lot of money for him. I still think that's a lot of money. I still think it wasn't a signing we needed. We made that signing anyway, and now our most important signing, our most needed player is left in limbo. The deal has turned to something of, it's like a soap opera now. You know, people going to the internet looking for the latest on Viktor Gyökeres and Arsenal and Sporting. You know, it's become some kind of mess. And even if we do eventually get him, you know, this has really, really dampened the excitement, you know, we felt before this whole thing took up. You know, when we're linked to him, we're excited. When we're so close, we're excited. You know, but right now it's not looking tidy. Everything is just, you know, we the fans, we don't know what is going on. But we're hoping this gets sorted out in the next couple of days. I am really anticipating this deal. I am really looking forward to this deal. I'm really hoping we get this deal over the line for this player, whom I staunchly believe will take us over the line, whom I staunchly believe will win us a title or Champions League. You know, I'm not even thinking of the FA Cups or the League Cups. I am thinking of the league and the Champions League. And I believe this player, with the players he's going to play with, I believe this player is going to give us goals. I believe this player is going to make us achieve a lot in the foreseeable future. So that is that on that. And it doesn't help that his agent and lawyer have been in England for about 5 days now, in London. They've been there for 5 days, you know, waiting for the go-ahead to sign the dots and, you know, to do the paperwork in anticipation of him coming, you know. But nothing at the moment. Sporting is holding on. They don't want to release this guy. They don't want to sacrifice a few millions. They want us to pay for an agreement they had with another club, which I don't think is fair on us. I have been very critical of Arsenal. In my former posts, but this one is not fair on us. But if you ask me, I'll still urge Arsenal, look, just pay it. Pay it. It can't be more than 5, 6, 7 million. Pay it. Get your player. Let him meet up with his teammates in preseason. That is what I can say. Arsenal has to play the big brother who quarrels with the younger brother, and the big brother is the one that reaches out and sends an olive branch to the younger brother for peace. You know, I think Arsenal should do that. I think Arsenal is big enough to cover whatever money, to cover whatever amount that is holding up this deal. I think they should be able to do it and get it over with so that we can concentrate on other deals, get a left winger in, and, you know, move on from all this. So, the next news is, I'm sure most of you have heard, Madueke has been officially unveiled as an Arsenal player. Of course, we know last week he completed his medicals. Everything went smoothly. Everything went smoothly with the deal. That's one of the swiftest deals Arsenal has made in a long time. And most of these deals with Chelsea, I'm just curious on how quickly we get them done. No hitches. We're linked to the player the next week. At least we get a player, and we get them for this amount. Again, he's an Arsenal fan. He's an Arsenal player now. We have no choice but to support him. We have no choice but to support him. But you just have to question the deal. You just have to question the priority, of the club. What are your priorities? And it's even said that it's Mikel Arteta that pushed for this deal to happen. Apparently, Mikel Arteta is a big fan of Viktor Gyökeres, of Noni Madueke. He is a big fan, and he is the one that pushed for this deal. This deal was more important to Arteta than the Gyökeres deal. Can you imagine that? This deal was so much more important to Arteta than getting a striker. This Madueke deal was deemed super important than every other deal we had done. It was the smoothest deal, apart from the Nugget deal. Even the Nugget deal took about 3-4 weeks. But this one took about a week. It took about a week. It was so smooth. It was so quick. You have to question the club's ambitions. You have to question if the club really wants to win things. Why are we so slow with the Gyökeres? I know Sporting has been frustrating, but it's all about money. Don't forget that. This whole thing with Viktor Gyökeres is about money. Let no one deceive you. It's all about money. A serious club would delay the Madueke deal to get the most needed position in our team, the most needed player. We haven't had a strike for about 3-4 years now, after Aubameyang. This guy would have just, this deal would have just been easily done, pay the money, and move on. There would have been no need for Viktor Gyökeres going on strike, not training, not coming to CP, putting all those statements, there would have been no reason for all that. Just pay the money. Hugo Ekitike is being linked to Liverpool. They started being linked to Liverpool last week. That deal is a here we go. That deal is almost done. And the total package for that deal is about £90 million. Let that sink in. For Hugo Ekitike. We started hearing this guy's name last season. From nowhere, Liverpool is ready to drop £90 million for this guy. And we are dilly-dallying with Sporting over 5 million here for agent, 10 million here, 2 million here. Come on. It doesn't speak well of us. It makes us look bad in front of people. And the fact that we bought Noni Madueke, he's a good player, he's a decent player, but not what we needed. The more you look at that deal, the more you know this is a player we don't need, you know. All right, moving on from that, moving on from Madueke, and let me just say, Madueke, you're welcome to Arsenal. We hope you prove us, the fans, wrong for doubting you. We are very, very open to be proven wrong. We are happy. We will be happy to be proven wrong by your performances. You give us goals, you give us assists, you give us 101% performances on the pitch. And all will be forgotten. Now, so moving on, there's another link. We're being linked to Xavi Simons of RB Leipzig. Very, very good player. And we are looking into this deal just in case the Eze deal, the Eberechi Eze deal, falls apart or, you know, falls through. You know, if it doesn't happen, this is like a contingency plan. Now, another problem I have with Arsenal is, why are you going for players that have problematic, you know, contracts, that have issues? You rejected Sesko in Leipzig. I guess you still want to go back to Leipzig for Xavi Simons. His fee is in the region of 60 million, just about the same amount it is with Eberechi Eze. You know, and you know, it's Leipzig, it's another league. Why are you going there? You know, why are we being linked? And I heard this link is very, very strong, by the way. I heard this link is very strong, but it's potentially gonna be a very, very difficult deal to pull through, you know, to pull out. You know, I don't understand. There are good, decent players for less money. Why are you going for all these players? And, you know, it doesn't look good on us. Sporting, of course, is watching all this. Oh, you're going for another 60 million player? You know, I don't understand, you know. Let's hope this deal doesn't go through. Let's hope we get Eze. Eze is the one we want. He's Premier League proven. He's a former Arsenal. He's a former Arsenal Academy player. He wants to come. He will fit into our team. He will bring more creativity to the team. In case of low blocks, this guy is a bulldozer. You know, he is a fantastic player, can shoot from outside the 18. You know, he's a good dribbler, has good vision, you know, very tactical player, very technical, you know, fantastic player. This guy was, you know, is a perfect signing for us at the moment. How we're going to look at another player apart from this guy is beyond me, you know. And yeah, and I hope this deal, I hope the Eze deal comes true. I hope the Xavi Simons deal doesn't come through. Just my personal opinion. Now, another thing is the Christian Mosquera deal. It's been done, but we've been having problems with his medicals. It's not very clear what the problem is, but I know he didn't travel with the crew for preseason. I know he didn't travel with the crew for preseason yesterday, and so we will keep we'll keep an eye on that deal and see how it goes. If I have more details about it, I'll bring it all to you. And so yesterday the team left for preseason. They left for preseason and they left for Singapore. That's the first destination. After Singapore, they will be in Hong Kong. In Singapore, we're due to play AC Milan, and in a few days later we play Newcastle. And in Hong Kong, we play Tottenham Hotspur. And talking about friendlies, we played a friendly yesterday as well. We played a friendly with Watford and we won that game by 3-0. So the players being linked out of Arsenal, Reece Nelson, Zinchenko, Fabio Vieira, Jakob Kivior, all these players are being linked out. I'm including Leandro Trossard. They're being linked out, but the strongest of the links has to be the Reece Nelson to Fulham. I heard Fulham is trying to get a loan deal, but Arsenal is actually looking for a permanent deal, no loan. If you want him, pay the money and get him. Get this guy out of our wage bill. Another strong link is Fabio Vieira to Parma. Remember, one of our coaches is now the head coach of Parma, and that is Carlos Cuesta. Fantastic player, fantastic coach. He'll be deeply missed, but he's been replaced by Gabriel Heinze, and it's understood that he wants Fabio Vieira. That deal should be done, for about 20-25 million pounds, and it's being the link is actually very strong. So let's hope we get that deal done so that so everybody can move on. These players can go on with their career, and everybody's happy. You move on with your career, you play week in, week out, prove yourself to the club that sold you, let them know they missed the jam, if possible. But either way, I wish Fabio Vieira very well. And that will be all for today. It's a beautiful, beautiful Sunday. You can see I'm in my robe. I just had to come and, drop some few lines and, comment on some of the news on Arsenal. And, so for that, you let me know what you think. You let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think we're still going to get Viktor Gyökeres? Do you think Madueke will prove us all wrong? Do you think Xavi Simons could be the man we go for instead of Eze? Do you even think we want a striker? That is what I want you to engage with me in the comment section. And that will be all for now. Until next time, it's goodbye.